Every weapon tells a story. Most of them aren't even worth hearing. This one, however, is more than worth your time.
Once upon a time, I was a revolver girl. That was, of course, until this little burden was issued to me.
Before the pistol known as Viktoria entered her possession, Franziska Heissen carried revolvers. During her years as a Fragile Shield Maiden, the ceremonial gendarmerie of young women who guard Dratzenberg's tombs and sacred grounds, a wheel gun was her constant companion. Simple, reliable, nothing to fuss over. You loaded 6, you fired 6. And if you needed more than that at a gravesite, something had gone very wrong. That, however, changed when she entered Colonel Amund Colton's unit for the Tunland campaigns. Colton's operatives were issued purpose-built variants of the Amelia Arms Lunaris, Dratzenberg's premier semi-automatic pistol, manufactured in the city of Amelia. Sleeker than the production model, tighter tolerances, a weapon made for people expected to shoot fast, shoot clean, and not come home to complain about the recoil. The revolver girl became a semi-automatic shooter, and she would never go back.
They told me to turn in Viktoria after Tunland. Standard procedure, signature as a polite little box to bury it in. The quartermaster started the paperwork. Then someone mentioned what happened out on the ice, and his pen just stopped. He looked at the wear and the slide like it was a service record, not a scratch, and quietly shoved the form back into the drawer. "Lose it in transit," he said. "I've held on to it since."
She named the pistol after her mother. The Luxon moth engraved on the grip isn't decorative. For a Dratzenbergian like her, that symbol means guidance, protection, and the memory of a long journey home. Franziska doesn't talk about why she chose it, and frankly, she doesn't need to. Colton himself carries a Lunaris variant of his own, modified to his specifications. Whether Franziska thinks about that every time she draws Viktoria is her business. Let's talk numbers. For damage, it's a 7 out of 10. Accuracy, 9 out of 10. Range, 7 out of 10. Capacity, 6 out of 10. Reload speed, 7 out of 10. And as for durability, 9 out of 10. On paper, Viktoria is classified as a variant of the standard Amelia Arms Lunaris, the same sidearm issued to Dratzenberg's Navy and 8th Marina Corps. Look at both side by side and you'd be forgiven for thinking that's a clerical error. The standard Lunaris is a heavier pistol with a distinctly rectangular grip, a darker utilitarian finish, and a blockier profile to survive sea spray and rough handling aboard ships and airships. Viktoria shares the name, the caliber, and the manufacturer, and that's about where the family resemblance ends. The operative variant is slimmer, has somewhat of a curved grip, lighter in the hand, and finished to a standard that would even make a naval armorer blush. How Colton's unit secured a bespoke redesign this far removed from the service model is a question nobody in the Dratzenbergian military seems eager to answer. The .40 Amelia round hits harder than most semi-automatic service pistol cartridges on the Berisian continent. It was designed for stopping power without punishing the shooter's wrist over extended use. Important when your job description includes, shoot things until they stop moving, then shoot them again to be sure. Viktoria's fit and finish are a step above the production Lunaris. The trigger is crisper, the slide cycle smoother. It's the difference between a good instrument and one that was built for a masterful musician.
You assume I clean it so much out of vanity. Simpleton. Neglect is how things die.
On the topic of condition, Franziska cleans Viktoria constantly. Not often, constantly. After every engagement when she uses it, after every day on the road, and sometimes when there's no practical reason whatsoever. The rest of Wyvern detachment has seen her disassemble and reassemble this pistol by firelight, like it's some sort of evening prayer. Considering how seriously Dratzenbergians take care of the things they hold sacred, maybe it is. Maruska once pointed out that the pistol was in fact already clean. Franziska cleaned it again out of spite. Franziska doesn't spray, she doesn't panic fire. 10 rounds is plenty when every single one of them lands. Side note here, but this is worth remembering. Viktoria is not her primary. This is her sidearm. Most of the time, Franziska is behind a rifle. Her modified straight pull is her weapon that she's best known for, and she's just as comfortable with any bolt or lever action she can get her hands on. Viktoria just comes out when the rifle can't. Tight corridors, sudden ambushes. When something gets closer than she'd like, the fact that she's just as lethal with it says more about her than it does the pistol. Who in Wyvern detachment can use this pistol? Short answer, Franziska. Long answer, Franziska.
Keep your hands off it, or I'll make you dance with it.
Viktoria is a character-locked weapon. This isn't a balanced decision dressed up in lore, this is genuinely her pistol. The operative variant was fitted for the hand geometry and shooting style of Colton's unit. It's weighted and tuned for someone who favors precision placement over volume of fire. Someone who picks shots like a sniper, even at handgun range. Hand it to Valdel and he'll find the grip too long. Hand it to Sharraget and she'll laugh for giving her such a wimpy little weapon. Gahele would respect it, but then reach for old Absinthe anyway. Tyven would probably try to dual-wield it with something completely ridiculous. And Franziska would forcibly take it back before he even got the chance. It's hers. She named it after her mother. And you are not going to borrow it. Viktoria accepts up to 2 mechanical modifications at a time. Choose carefully. Franziska is very particular about her weapons. And frankly, so should you be. The Heslun match barrel is a hand lamp replacement barrel sourced from a specialist gunsmith in Franziska's hometown of Heslun. Tightens shot grouping at range and reduces bullet drop. The improvement is marginal up close, but Franziska doesn't fight up close if she can help it. The Amelia Arms Quick Cycle Kit is a returned recoil spring and polished feed ramp that shaves milliseconds off the cycling time between shots. It doesn't make the gun shoot faster in any meaningful way, but it makes follow-up shots land where the first one did. The extended magazine assembly is a flush-fit extended magazine, bringing capacity from 9 + 1 in the chamber to 12 + 1 in the chamber. Adds slight weight to the grip. Franziska considers needing more than 10 rounds a personal failure, but even then she admits that Tatterman, Carew, and Velakar don't exactly go down politely. The suppressed muzzle shroud is a threaded suppressor housing designed for Viktoria's barrel profile. It will not make the gun completely silent, the 40 Amelia is far too hot for that, but it'll muffle the report enough that the second target doesn't know where the first shot came from, ideal for the kind of work Franziska was trained to do. 10 rounds, 1 name. No borrowing. Viktoria.